a female who is wanting to get in the game, but it's like, it's super male dominated.
When I first started getting placements from records, I had the cracked version of Fruity Loops, so everything that came standard with Fruity Loops is what I use. And so I got a gold record with the standard Fruity Loops. I didn't have no plugins, no nothing.
What's a business lesson that you've learned that if somebody watching this, their producer, getting in the game or still maneuvering through it, like what's a business lesson that you would give?
Depends on what level you at.
It's not about like what you use, it's how you use it.
And put up 100 shots, 10,000 shots.
I'll put up 100 shots if I can make one.
I got 20 on my beat.
So first of all, thank you so much for being here today. No worries. What was the last thing that you listened to in the car that made you feel like, yeah?
Honestly,
shoot
that was a good question. It was probably Bill Withers.
Oh, what about it?
I don't know. I like listening to the music, the melody, and the vibe, and I'll be trying to recreate that.
Okay, so as a producer, are you like, I'm not listening to nobody, or do you have moments where you listen to other things for inspiration?
I usually listen to nobody, so.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm always at home, so I'm usually at home chilling, playing Fortnite or Call of Duty, so. And usually when I get inspired, I usually listen to other artists that I gotta work with.
Okay.
But more or less, well, I don't know. Lately I've been on like old school Atlanta music, like Young LA, T.I.
I like that. Listen, T.I. was that. Yeah.
T.I. was that. Ain't About the Money was one of my favorite songs he did.
Ooh, and it's still gonna ride today. No matter where you are, it's still gonna ride.
That song get you jumping.
I'm just like, I don't know, I was maybe listening to a podcast or something, and they were like playing back some of his hits, and I'm like, he had hit after hit for real. And features, the features too. So.
He got too many.
Right.
I'm a big fan.
Well, no, facts. So, what was your aha moment? Like when you start producing, what was that moment where it was like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to take it. I'm going to go all in.
I was actually at home. I was living in Gastonia at the time. I was at home and I just made a conscious decision. I was like, whatever it take, I'm going to just stick with the music.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a producer and I'm going to just take it full-fledged. That was about like 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, 2015, 14, 12. It was 12.
Who was your inspiration in terms of like making beats, or you heard their production, you saw their style and like, yeah, I want to do that?
It was my brothers since day one.
Okay.
I watched him work. He was making beats on the PlayStation. And when he was making beats on the PlayStation, that's how he got signed. He started taking trips to Atlanta, started bringing home like money and started buying like a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, yo, hold up. Like, what we doing? So, but he got found for making beats on the PlayStation. So that's when he started working with Rico Wade. When he worked with Rico Wade, that's how him and Future kind of like came together. So I watched him since day one. That inspired me to just take music serious. I wanted to copy Big Brother.
Right.
Yeah.
How in the world do you make beats on a PlayStation?
Man, I tried. It didn't work out.
Like, that's some dog stuff right there.
Yeah, music generator. Make sure y'all download music generator. Magic's music generator.
That's so interesting. What type of beat did you make during that aha moment where you was like, I got this? Like, was it hip hop? Was it a certain genre that you were rocking with at the time, or were you kind of like all over the place?
I was all over the place.
Okay.
I was making pop, EDM, hip hop, all that.
Okay.
So I didn't really have an aha moment until like 2015, 2016. Okay. I went to Audio Box Studios, and as soon as I came there as a camera guy. So when I got there, I was like, yo, this is the spot. Once I get here, it's up.
What is Audio Box Studios? Is it here in Charlotte?
Audio Box is like how you say it is the #1 recording studio in Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
I got to give it that because everybody came through there.
Okay.
To the highs of the highs, to the lows of the low. They all came through there. So if you was in a position where you wanted to take your career serious, you had to go through there.
Interesting. So are people going through there to find producers, engineers, just to get in where they fit in? Like,
They're going to get in where they fit in, record. It was like a social hub. Like there was always parties going on. There was always social gatherings. When CIAA was here, I don't remember that one. It was going crazy around that time.
Interesting. I've never been to Audio Box. I feel like I've heard about it. I've seen like when they have like maybe rapper, singer, I don't want to say battles, but they have like different events there for you to come showcase your work. Like I have not been there.
Oh, you got to go.
Okay.
We can roll over there.
Okay. Just see what it's like.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna do it here, right? Or in the other room?
He asked the same thing.
We can play it on the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather go in the other room.
Should we just go in the other room?
Yeah, that way you can station. Yeah, let's do that then.
Okay. Let me move my chair.
Yeah. Why you didn't bring your camera? Yeah, get on. Yeah.
She an artist?
So we are switching rooms right now. We were in the studio. Now we're about to go to the podcast room. And you know what? We are an hour behind, but we about to cook up something. You know, better late than never. Shout out to I got 20 on my beat. Okay, let's say there's a producer who is wanting to get in there, wanting to start, wanting to figure out their sound. Like, what is advice that maybe someone told you when you were starting or figuring out your style that has stuck with you now that you kind of like, not even kind of like, you are or have made a name for yourself and continuing to do that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody told me, but it was a situation where when I came in as a producer, wanting to be a producer to get popular and get the recognition. Mm-hmm. But what I found out was, you just can't come in as a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come in with like various skills. You got to come in like, I came in as a camera guy, came in as an engineer, came in as a photographer, came in as a producer. So that way I kind of like had different avenues. Mm-hmm. So the best advice I can give them is like, come in with an open mind.
Right.
Be an engineer. If you're going to be a producer, be an engineer.
Right. I guess because when you in that space, let's say you at Audio Box or any studio and you are partnering with artists, like you want to make sure you can be able to connect with them on any level, depending on like where y'all at in their music or the making of music, not just, oh, I only do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to come in. You got to come in with multiple talents. You just never know. You just never know like where your claim to fame is going to be. I thought I was going to come in as a producer, and I end up coming in as a videographer. Yeah. So it was like, it kept me in the door though.
And you around, so as the videographer, I'm assuming, was that helping you make money to then put into maybe equipment or just anything you needed as a producer, audio engineer, etc.?
Yeah, it kept me going.
Okay.
That's why I always tell producers, like, if you're going to be a producer, be an engineer also. That way, if you get to a studio, you don't have to like figure out who to send beats to, or you send somebody some beats and you going about your life. They might not never use it, but if you're an engineer, right, you can actually be in the studio session and you can actually record the artist. Right. You got a more probability of selling your beats. Right. Because you can record.
Because at that point, it's a whole package.
Yeah, and you're making money.
Right. Don't leave no money on the table.
Man, don't leave no money on the table.
Don't leave no money on the table.
Repeat what you said about no loop.
All right, so if you're going to make a loop or like a beat that loops over, it should never loop the same way for 4 bars.
Why?
I mean, unless it's like fit for it, but majority of the time, it always, so it's like, you hear the beat. All right. So now what else is coming? See? So you gotta change it.
Because it gets repetitive?
Because it gets repetitive. So now you gotta. So you add another 4. Oh shit, why is it doing that? Alright. Yeah, this is what I mean. So now on the next one, it's just Where's that drum? Okay, it just is not supposed to sound the same. So I'm gonna go straight to that last one.
Oh, I like that.
Gosh, hold on.
I like that. It gave it some energy.
Yeah, so I always gotta switch up.
Okay. On the fourth one.
Okay, so starter kit. Let's talk about when you first started compared to now, because I'm pretty sure what you're using now you probably didn't start with. So what were you starting with to make beats out of nothing?
I was using a HP Pavilion computer,
Okay.
a auxiliary cord, and some cheap speakers. I forgot what they were called. I forgot what they were called, but they were cheap. Like, they sound bad.
So basically, when you was playing back them beats, it won't connecting.
Man, I started when Fruity Loops was at Fruity Loops 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you know what Fruity Loops is, but that's like a digital workstation
Right.
that everybody uses now. I had to use the cracked version the whole time.
How was it cracked?
Man, you know, you gotta steal it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah, bypass it. Man, you know how it
I'm
goes.
weak. I am so weak. No, so you have a picture on your social media right now where you were holding up an award and you said, who would have thought, we would be here using a cracked Fruity Loops.
Man, so that picture meant a lot for me because, I mean, I'm like every other producer. I'm not paying for the Fruity Loops and I don't really have no money like that. So when I first got the plaque, I was just like, okay, I'm always just buy it. Now at this point,
Yeah.
I mean, it got me to the point where I'm always just buy the best one they had.
Right.
So that picture meant a lot because it meant like I started with nothing. Now I have something, so I gotta pay respect to the program that got me there.
Right. So in terms of like the version of Fruity Loops that you were using, so any DAW that's out right now, they have a different tier depending on like what plugins you want to use or like how you want to take your beats. Is that how I'm understanding it?
I mean, there's different like DAWs to use, but I personally prefer Fruity Loops. There's like Logic Pro, there's like Pro Tools, there's like Cubase. I just stuck to Fruity Loops because my homie, shout out to Joseph Apia, he put me on the Fruity Loops and I just stuck with it.
So, okay. Would you recommend Fruity Loops for beat making, recording, or both?
I mean, that actually depends on how creative you are or like what's around at your disposal.
Right.
Me personally, I'm gonna say Fruity Loops for production and Pro Tools for record.
Interesting.
They're both standard.
Okay. I took a class like maybe was it last year? I think it was last year, and shout out to Ramoni G. He taught a class to learn how to make beats on Fruity Loops, and I thought it was very hard. Like I literally was like, wow, give it up to producers.
Wait, they got a class to teach that?
Yeah, it was a part of a nonprofit. And one of the my old coworkers from the news put me on, and he was like, because I know you like to do music, so take this class. And I'm like, but I'm not trying to make beats. And so he's like, just take the class. And so I took the class, and he was teaching how to make beats on Fruity Loops. And so that's how I knew what a DAW was. I didn't even know what a DAW was, and then I didn't know what FL Studio was.
I didn't know what a DAW was until early last year.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was either.
It was like beat making 101, but it was very confusing, especially like putting plugins on or like the compressor, equalizer.
Wait,
like
you made a beat before?
Yeah.
What you got? Can we hear the beat?
Yeah, you can hear. I'll play it later. I'll play it later. But okay, the beat that I made like after a session, and it was on Reason. So I made that on Reason. I feel like
That's a good program.
if I'm not mistaken, it was Reason. But Fruity Loops, it's a little hard for me.
Fruity Loops is hard for you?
Okay, so let's say a producer is wanting to figure out what DAW they want to make. Do you recommend them using the plugins that are already integrated, or do you recommend them going to buy some of these plugins that are expensive?
Man, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Keep it real.
I use all the basic plugins.
Okay.
Everything the Fruity Loops came with FL Studio now. Everything that came with, I used.
So still using what you got.
I just used what I got. I ain't really have much to.
Right.
The plugins was costing too much.
Right.
And if I did use a plugin, I would use the cracked versions.
Yeah.
And that would put a virus on my computer and I'd lose the computer. So I just said, I'm going to just use all the basic plugins.
Oh, how'd you do that?
Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Sometimes fruit. My boy over there writing rhymes. That's how I know I'm doing good. Yeah. So if you ever listen to why is it doing that? If you ever listen to like Boosie type music or or NBA YoungBoy, it does that. Or you can go low as like it's like Gucci.
I like that.
Low.
Dun, dun, dun. I like that.
All right. It's probably gonna come in crazy.
I got 20 on my Hey, okay.
Okay.
I cannot believe you didn't tell me. You weren't gonna say nothing?
Cause it wasn't that bad.
It was not. I'ma stand on it.
It wasn't that bad. You just gotta be creative. That's it. You just gotta be creative.
So protecting your beats. How you protecting your beats? I see a lot of producers either playing them like while they're on social media, live, or just posting. But then also you have producers who have YouTube pages or websites where all these beats are there. Like how do you protect yourself?
I'm not really out in the social world as far as like putting beats out.
Okay.
So I can't really comment on that because I'm more like the producer where if you call me, I'll pull up to the studio, I'll make it right there on the spot.
Okay.
Or I play whatever I have.
Right.
I kind of, it wasn't on purpose, but I kind of didn't get used to putting beats online and putting it out there. So the first beat that I actually tried to put out there, it got like 3 views. So I was like, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know that third view, that second view could have been,
Yeah.
you know.
I can't even say nothing on that point.
But no, I definitely work with producers who do not have their beats up on YouTube.
Yeah,
But then I have worked with some who do have their beats up on YouTube. And I just always wonder, like, you know, everybody's getting to hear those versus like if you go one-on-one, you can kind of curate your own.
That makes sense. I don't know. I'm an engineer, so I'm always at the studio seeing engineers take beats from YouTube, take them off, and let the artist record to them. Artists will come by the studio and be like, yo, I want to use this YouTube beat.
Yeah.
And the engineer just strip it from YouTube.
Right.
And they record it. So I was like, nah, I don't want that happening.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be honest. So when I first went into the studio, I did it. But you know, you have to start somewhere. I didn't know. I literally didn't know.
Everybody got to start somewhere.
When I first went to the studio, I didn't know what type of beat. I didn't know what type of music. So I remember us going through like YouTube beats just to see like, okay, is this your vibe? Is this your vibe? It was first like figuring out what is your vibe.
It is a good way to start.
Because I couldn't communicate that. Like I didn't know. Like I didn't know. And so then we definitely, yeah. But I'm okay with that. I'm fine with saying that because you got to start. Like I had to start.
It is a good start though. I mean, I wasn't perfect when I first started.
I think it's just now looking back, like if I had to tell somebody about that, it would be just make sure you connect with the producer, like do it right, like on the business side of it. Don't just strip it and run with it. Like do.
Because I do have artists ask me to remake the beat off YouTube.
How you feel about that?
At first, I used to be like, I'm not doing that. But after a while, they did me like that. So it's like, I guess it's a part of the game. Get your paper.
I mean, is it the same? Like if you go back to your favorite songs or songs that were hits or classics years ago, you go back to get some inspiration. Is it kind of the same or no?
I ain't never really thought about it like that. I think that would be the same.
Or like?
It'd basically be like interpolation.
Okay.
So yeah.
Unless you make it like totally different, but you still get the same, like, okay, I see
Get
where
the
you
same
want to go
groove.
with this.
I didn't think about it like that.
I just thought about it just now. Don't worry. It
Scratch
literally
what I
came
said
up.
earlier. Then you got a point.
I mean,
That's
hey,
inspiration.
inspiration. Yeah, I can see
You
that.
got to recreate it anyway.
Right. Facts. Yeah.
And you learn the skill how to make a different type of vibe.
Right. So you can get something from it.
Yeah, you get something from it.
That was dope.
Okay, so now,
Can I ask a question?
yeah.
Okay. When you were behind the screen, how do you know where 4 is?
Count. So, well, to help you see it,
Yeah.
patterns. Light gray, dark gray, light gray, dark gray. 2 of these is 4. So it's 2 each.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the first 8. This is the second 8.
When you are looking for those artists who you want to pitch your beats to or get to listen to your beats, like how do you stand out? You, 20. I got 20 on my beat.
I'll just tell you a story.
Okay.
So I was at Audio Box Studios. It was CIAA, and Rico Richie came by the studio. I don't know if you ever heard that song before. You ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So he came by the studio, and there was like a bunch of studios in the Blue Room just displaying beats, just playing them.
Okay.
And I kind of was like in and out of all the rooms. And I saw him playing the beats, and he just was chilling, sitting on the speaker. And I came in, and I was like, yo, let me play like a few beats. So the first beat I played, he stopped and was like, yo, let me get that. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, you can get it. So he kept pressuring me about it. He's like, send that. And I sent it to him, and he goes to Atlanta, does the song, does the video and everything, comes back and say, what you think about this? And I was like, yo, it's dope. And he dropped it out there, and which is the song called You Petty. And to me, that let me know, like, you just might have to have the vibe for the artist that walks into the room.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I might have a beat that's perfect for this artist, but not perfect for this artist.
Right.
Or he's looking for a producer that makes this sound, and as soon as he hears what he likes, oh yeah, I'm gonna work with that person. So
Right.
how I feel that room out is more or less like, you either like it, you like it, you don't.
Right. But also staying ready, because like you were in a space where it was like everybody was kind of shooting the shit, and then you were able to pop out with something that he was able to create some content on. So just staying ready. So you make a beat a day? How many beats you make a day?
Man, I just now started making beats again about a day. Probably about like 4 or 5 a day now.
Okay. So it sounds like you took a break.
I took a long break.
Okay. Do you have? Oh, you know what? For mental health reasons, I
Yeah.
understand it. So, if you don't mind, was it mental health reasons, or just you have to step away to be able to come back and create stronger?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta step away. Sometimes you get like writer's block.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I had a creative block. And
Okay.
So it kind of took me out for a while, and once I get like a creative block, I don't force it.
Okay.
It's
Because you
not-
can't.
Yeah, because if it's not there, it's not there, and if you force it, you're probably gonna make yourself a lot more frustrated.
Right.
And then recently, like a few weeks ago, I just went on TikTok and just started making beats on live.
Okay.
And people just started coming in, commenting, saying, hey, bro, put a hi-hat right here, do this. And I just started listening.
Okay.
And so that kind of inspired me. It brought my energy back. So I started making 4 or
Yes.
5 beats in the live.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I love
TikTok,
that.
where is that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you never know, like the community that you can build. I don't sleep on TikTok. I think I'm still trying to find like, where is my TikTok going? I think I don't know. Like, do you feel like you just stumbled upon that?
I feel like you got to stop trying to do what you think people want to see and just do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You kind of like, I don't know if you could say what you want to say, but you kind of not GAF. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I came to the point where I woke up in the morning. I woke up at like 8 in the morning, got on the live, turned my phone on, just started making beats. I didn't brush my teeth. I ain't washed my face. I ain't brushed my hair. My shirt wasn't even clean. I was like, yo, if they like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. And it just went up.
I'm going
You know what? I will say TikTok wants raw, authentic.
Yeah,
I
they
do
do.
feel like the raw, authentic, where anybody can relate to it. They want to see that.
Yeah.
Instagram seems a little bit more polished. Facebook for like your family, maybe your
Facebook is like high school.
high school, yeah. But all my family on there too. Everybody.
All my family on
People
Facebook.
from the church, like that's Facebook for me.
People I went to school with, everybody's
Right.
on Facebook.
Right. But TikTok, I feel like they want to see the roach crawling on the wall.
Nah, I agree.
That's just they want to see the dirt, and then they want to see you. If your kitchen dirty, they want to see you clean it up. The process from you, they see the roach, they see it's dirty, then the process of you cleaning it up and then getting better. I feel like they want to see all that.
Side note, you know what videos that got me on TikTok?
What?
Lawn care videos.
Wait.
Like I can watch somebody mow grass, weed eat the grass, trim the hedges. I can watch that all day.
For
now.
real?
Yeah, I just found out a lot about TikTok.
You know, I do, and it goes back to the point of like this: is it the start to finish, or is it therapeutic? Which one?
It's both.
Okay.
Because they speed it up, so it's not they're mowing grass real
Right.
slow. They kind of speed it up, so you kind of see the process a little fast.
That is so funny.
I can watch it all day.
It sounds like some people like to watch people popping pimples and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I throw
can't do
it.
it. I
I
can't do
throw it.
yeah. I don't even like mayonnaise no more because of that.
What?
I don't like mayonnaise. Can't do it.
What you mean?
Nah, I can't do mayonnaise.
So you're not gonna eat no sandwich and had no
'cause-
mayonnaise on it?
Nah, because I saw a video. It was on. You ever watch Nickelodeon?
Correct.
You an 80s baby?
90s.
Okay, you remember all that?
Yes.
All right, you remember Mr. Pimpale?
Maybe. I have to
Oh,
see a
man.
picture.
So it was like Keenan Ivory Wayans. What I mean, not Wayans. Keenan and Kel. Which one is the
Keenan and
big one?
Keenan. Keenan.
Yeah.
Keenan.
So yeah,
I think.
he used to have this like big old knot on his forehead,
Mm-hmm.
and one day it kind of transitioned to me seeing somebody pop a pimple, and the
Mm-hmm.
pimple just shot out. I was like, you know what? I'm good.
Oh, mayonnaise. I'm still tripping on how did you correlate that to food?
Because the pimple was white. It was a whitehead. So
But-
it was like, I don't know. I'm not really a mayonnaise fan.
That's interesting. Well, I think TikTok is definitely growing in terms of like how you can go viral. But my thing is, I heard someone say on another podcast, like while it's recommended for you to be authentic and do anything, but think if you are not doing something that is related to what you really want to do or you are doing, if you go viral for the wrong thing, then people gonna be expecting that
Yeah, I've
thing
had
that
that
you
happen before.
get what I'm saying? So it's just like I feel like it's too many woes, but then it also seems very easy at the same time.
TikTok got restrictions though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's restrictions, but then at the same time, like it seems easy to do numbers.
Yeah, you can't drive. You can't have a beverage. There's a lot of restrictions.
Right.
It's a lot of restrictions.
I don't know.
And they take your money. I don't like that. Once you start taking money, I don't know. We're gonna have to take a step
People
back.
making a lot of money. People
I know.
people making money. That's how I'm like, girl, like what
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little, little change.
so what is it? Views, watch time.
Views, watch time, stars, roses, hearts.
So basically it's coming from the live. Sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off.
No, it's good. It's coming from the live. It's all coming from the live.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about how I can go live on TikTok. I don't think I've been live on
I think you
TikTok.
should do it. I think you should definitely do it.
Live on TikTok?
Yes.
I just gotta think of what I'd be doing. Waking up with my without washing my face.
This right here.
Okay.
I mean, you talking about that?
I didn't know. That's a lot. I'm just coming
mean,
from
I don't
you
I don't
came.
know how women
Yeah.
are, but you know what I'm saying? Us, we can get up and just be like, all right, I'm up. I'm up. Like,
Right.
If I gotta be at work at 10:30 and it's 10:25, I'm there.
That's crazy, but I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna pray about it. Okay.
That's a luxury.
Is it?
It's a luxury.
But you need to wash your face and brush your teeth.
True, but if you late and you kind of gotta run,
You gonna at least take your toiletry bag with you and do it at the job?
I'll probably.
You ain't.
Man, hey, sometimes you have your days.
Sometimes you have days. Okay.
If it's a job, you have your days.
Okay. You do have your days.
I haven't worked in 15 years, so I wouldn't know.
So did you stop when you start getting money from selling beats, or did
No.
you stop before that?
No, I stopped before that.
You was working a corporate job?
No,
What?
Oh no, where was I working at? I was at that's how long I ain't had a job. I think I was
Okay.
at McDonald's.
McDonald's?
No. I was at I hate every time I say this, it sounds like a little slavery. But I was working at a cotton mill.
Interesting. What was you doing at the cotton mill?
I wasn't picking cotton. So it's like a mill job. I guess they make yarn.
Okay.
or whatever.
Okay.
So and I was, true story, my mom was working there also, and she's like, baby, you gotta work and make some money. You gotta make sure you eat. You gotta pay bills. I was
Right.
like, Mom, I ain't really trying to do this
Right.
now. I want to do music.
Yeah.
She's like, well, until then, how you gonna eat? I'm like,
Right.
she got a valid point. So I started working, and I worked there for like a few weeks. True story. So it got so much that I wanted to do music so bad I was daydreaming. Like daydreaming to the point where like I couldn't see nothing else but me working at the studio.
Right.
Even while working. So I kind of had a plan to, quit the job or get fired and get the, what's it called when you get paid for being fired at work?
It's some sort of compensation.
Yeah. What's it called?
Unemployment.
Appreciate that, my guy. Yeah, I thought I was gonna get that unemployment, man.
I ain't never got unemployment. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Never either. Man.
No, when I resigned from my job on TV, I gave a 2 weeks notice. But I don't remember getting I didn't draw no
You a good
unemployment.
one. You get 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, because you just never know. I mean, I still broke my contract though. So it's like I broke my contract, which was not good, but I still gave it 2 weeks notice. So it's not like blindsiding people.
Did you work with Fox Nick?
He worked at Fox. I worked at NBC affiliate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him at the news station too.
Okay.
Yeah, but as far as like me working at the cotton mill, yeah, I thought I was gonna get fired, get that, that check and work on music. They was
Right.
They was like, we see what you're doing.
Hold up. Was you making beats at work or you was just daydreaming,
Nah, I
not
was
focusing?
daydreaming. Yeah, I wasn't focused.
So you just, okay.
Yeah, I was just kind of all over the place.
And your mama was there. So that could have made her look crazy.
Look, I embarrassed my mom.
Oh my
mom was
God.
like-
You would have got your butt beat.
Man, she should have whooped me around that time. I ain't
Right.
gonna lie to you. I was grown though.
Playing.
I was playing.
Playing.
Straight up playing. Because when they fired, she was like, oh, you thought you was going to get that unemployment, didn't you? I was like, yeah, I did.
And you didn't.
Nope, they fired me. It was like, we see what you're doing. Peace out.
So did you start the videography after that or
Now the vid.
how you make money?
Oh yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, it wasn't going well after that right there.
Okay. Everybody have that hard
I turned into a
time.
multi-purpose guy though.
Okay.
So in the midst of making beats, I did have an artist named Cap,
Okay.
and he was doing music, and he was taking it a lot more serious. When he came by the house, I was always saying like, hey man, what are we doing? Like, we ain't making beats and doing music just for our homies to hear.
Right.
Like, we got to do something with it. And so wherever we go, I would video everything, no matter what. That's when I started meeting like artists like Young Dro. Yeah, he's still one of my favorite artists.
Listen, they used to play that in the club when I was in college.
What's
It
your
would be
favorite song from
like,
Dro?
oh, it might be Shodeline. That's why I started singing. I was like, oh, it just hit me.
He, what's it? Tokyo Diamonds. That's my favorite one.
Okay, I don't think I've heard that.
What?
I don't think
Tokyo Diamonds. Yoing, grand. or something. Oh my God.
No, I don't know. I have to hear it. Maybe when I hear that I might know that. I feel like that sound familiar. I probably know it then.
Play, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He know. We gotta put you on game. Cause
Yeah, put me on. It's okay. I need to be. I'm still invited to the cookout.
Yeah, you still invited to the
Just
cookout.
whisper in my ear, on the side so I can be ready. If anything happens.
You know how to do the boots on the ground dance?
No,
I know, bro. Segue.
no,
What?
not yet. Do I need to learn it?
Yeah, you need to learn it.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I did.
I know you lying.
I know, I learned it.
You learned
I ain't
it.
gonna do it right here, but yeah.
How long it took you?
It took me like 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna learn that.
Yeah, I got 2 left feet. 2 left feet.
I'm gonna play it and you're gonna have to do it, right?
Oh, we not doing
What you
that.
mean? You said you learned it.
I said I learned. I didn't say I was gonna show you. Hold up.
We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to
We're
that.
gonna come back to that.
I don't like that sound though.
Yeah, it sounds horny, real horny.
Yeah, it does.
No, pause.
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 You can't say pause. You a girl.
I can't. What do I say? My bad.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. I'm weak. I love that part. 20 cutting up. 20 in here cutting up. I got 20 on my beat. That's a crazy angle. Look at it.
Oh snap! Oh yeah. That's dope. That's dope. You a creative.
Almost up.
Okay, so looking back now, would you recommend someone quit their job while they're trying to make beats, or keep their job to make money to invest in their stuff?
I would not recommend nobody quitting their job
Okay.
to do music unless you already making money from music.
Okay.
Or, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I would advise it if you can actually write down a solid plan.
Like a business plan?
Not only a business plan, but like a goal plan. Yeah, just write it down and study. Not just study music, study business, read self-help books. There's a book I'm reading right now called Just Shut Up and Do It. Yeah, that book's helped a lot. It's not even that thick. It's probably like that much,
But you're reading. I love that.
yeah, man, reading is fundamental. So I just read the book, and the whole book is just saying shut up and do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, a lot of your issues that you're going through is merely up in here.
Right.
9 times out of 10, self-doubt is the only enemy you have. If you're not doing something, you can't really blame nobody. It's
Right.
all you.
Right.
At the gravesite, you the only person in that casket.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame nobody else for an issue that you got full control over.
Right. Shut up and do it.
Yeah, just shut up and do it. Yeah.
That might be the title of the podcast.
Hey.
Shut up and do it.
Might have to pay that man publishing.
Would I?
I don't know. That's the name of the book. I don't know how that works on the book world, but.
I don't know. I'll think about it. It'll be somewhere in the description, maybe.
And I read 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, you know what? Okay, pause. So I do have 48 Laws of Power. My cousin, one of my favorite cousins, was like, you need to read this book. And so he put me on. But at the same time, like, while I understand it, I love it, like, I'm here for all the tips and tricks, I do think it can be manipulative. And I don't like that.
It is.
Because don't be trying to use that on me, because I'll know if you are.
It's all in how you use it.
Correct. You're right.
Yeah. There's good actors and there's bad actors.
Correct.
So no matter what, you just kind of got to balance the two.
And have discernment.
Yeah, definitely have discernment.
Because don't be playing. Don't be playing. Because I create 49.
Man, look. My Mike at Audiobox always said, he used to say this every time. I never understood what he meant until I got to the point to understand what he said. He said, what's the number one rule of the 48 Laws of Power? Never outshine the master. And I never understood what that meant until later on in life. I was like, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because you can learn from the master.
You can learn from the master.
So much in how he or she moves.
Or shim.
Correct. How he or she moves, articulates, communicates just around people that they're working with, or even strangers. Like, I love observing different people on how they interact with different people, just because you can learn something in that moment too. But I definitely agree. Don't outshine the master.
Look, I learned that. I learned that
Yeah,
you learn that with time.
right. And the people that you're around, like, especially as you're networking and stuff like that, and meeting bigger people or more influential people, like, yeah. And it's a sign of respect, would you say?
Yeah,
too?
it's a good sign of respect.
Yeah, because then depending on who it is, like, if they're maybe going to an event, I'm just thinking outside the box, going to an event, going somewhere where maybe you could be connected in that situation. If you treat a simple situation with them well, you never know what type of places they can put you in, just because you know how to handle yourself.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. No,
Okay.
you're right. Nah, it plays a part, because it kind of keeps you from stepping out of character also.
Facts.
You could be messing up a situation, somebody who the master is wise to know about, and you think you know everything. You could have just walked yourself out of the situation without even realizing it.
Don't trick yourself out your spot.
Yeah, don't trick yourself out your spot.
Don't trick.
That's the worst person to trick out the spot.
Facts. You stupid.
You right into it.
I'm going no matter who I'm in. I'm going no matter who I'm in. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, I'm going.
What we naming this room?
I pull up in the heater that I said.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
Ooh.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 da 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 da. I'm going.
Okay.
Speaking of audio box, so the one thing I did see on there was like these tournaments, or I don't know if it was tournaments. I don't want to say it like that. Camps, battles, something like that.
Yeah,
like
like
producers
R&B
come
events,
together.
hip-hop
I might have
events.
seen on your page too.
Well, I did a hip hop tournament. I did a producer tournament.
Okay, talk about that. Like, what is that like?
So we just had I think we had 5 contestants, 10 contestants, just going head to head, just playing beats for 3 minutes at a time. And I could, I'm not going to choose a producer, because I don't want to be biased, because everybody come there and be like, yo, 20 might rock with this. I know 20.
And because you know them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, them the judges, not
Okay.
me. So they picked who they picked, and shout out to Chapters, he won. And it's one of them situations where I wasn't really focused on who the best producer was. I was more focused on what producer is more capable of being synced with another artist.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So were they just playing beats, or were they hearing some lead vocals that didn't have a beat and then playing a beat to it?
Nah,
How
they
was
was
it?
playing beats
They were
to
just
it.
playing beats. Okay.
Usually producers want to outshine other producers by playing the hardest beats.
Okay.
So I always use that to my advantage to figure out who's actually trying to make music to impress other producers.
Right.
Who actually making music to actually grab an artist.
True.
Because that's where the bread at. You win the beat battle, you might win $500, but you might, if you don't win and the artist hears you,
Right.
you might have created a relationship where you
Right.
got an artist that's recording with you.
And you can recoup that. You can make more.
You can recoup
You
that.
can get that relationship and lock in.
If you know how to handle your business, you can recoup
Yeah.
very well.
So they won money. I saw, did somebody win a MIDI? Was that
Oh,
the same
yeah.
thing or something
So
different?
That was a giveaway. So I was sponsored by FL Studio.
Okay.
And so they was giving me keyboards, and I was like, so they sent me one. I was like, well, pay it forward. So I went on Mouthing Out podcast, and I was like, yo, the first person that plays me a song I like, you win it.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I like to give back though.
So that wasn't even for somebody. That they sent it to you, and then you. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you just gotta pay it forward.
Yeah.
There's a lot of producers out here that don't know where to go, or they're not confident in where they're going because they don't really see how far that tunnel is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And for some people it's a short tunnel, some people it's a long tunnel. So I always kind of give trinkets of keep going,
Yeah.
keep going. 'Cause-
Can you make a beat without a MIDI?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Like the keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Somebody might not know that.
Can you sing without a microphone?
Yes.
When was the last time you did a song?
Well, I was singing this past weekend. I was just recently in a play, so singing that. But recording a
What
song,
was it, Tyler Perry play?
you know what? Let's go ahead and manifest it. Yup.
Let's manifest it.
I was in Atlanta at the studios. I have to bring you sometime, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe we can connect the dots on the music because it was also a play that included music in between. So, yeah.
Oh, well, y'all can hire me.
Okay. Yeah. I'll let them know. Let me know what your fee is after this and I'll connect with.
Okay, I got you.
I'll get my assistant to
Yeah.
connect the dots.
Appreciate your
You know,
assistant.
speak life into it. But it was in Davidson, North Carolina. And
Where's that at?
it is not too far from here. It's still, I had to take 77 North. You can take Statesville or Old Statesville
Oh, you
up.
going past Statesville.
Yeah, it's north around the Lake Norman area. It was in a black box theater and it was called A Walk in My Shoes, and basically talking about challenges that youth people face today, like addiction, hopelessness, poverty, but we created the director created a storyline about it and then had music in between the storyline.
Gotcha. Shout out to the director.
I know,
What's his
Jermaine Nakia Lee.
Okay. All right.
So it was nice.
Shout out
But,
to you.
but other than that, I recently recorded a song with Evan Bryce. He was the producer. And
Evan Bryce. Shout out to Evan Bryce.
yeah, we created Small Town Girl. I have not released it yet. So, but
How long
it's
has it been recorded? How long has it been recorded?
since we stopped.
No, since y'all recorded it.
Oh, it took February.
Oh, that ain't long. Okay.
I feel like it was February,
That's-
beginning of March when we finally finished it. It might have been end of February, beginning of March.
How long did it take y'all to finish the record from start to finish?
Okay, so let's go back to when we first met. So when I first met Evan, I went to a workshop and it was a whole bunch of musicians who tour, and the workshop was like, if you want to tour one day, like listen to artists or musicians who are touring so they can tell you like the ins and outs.
Okay.
So I connected with him like after that, and we got in the studio, and it was just kind of like finding beats that I like he was playing beats, I was showing him like some things in my catalog already.
Oh, so y'all was vibing.
So it really didn't just, I didn't walk in the studio and start making it. And I didn't walk in the studio with that beat ready. So he made it from scratch, like based on like.
Shout out to the producers who make beats on the spot.
Yeah, he definitely made it from scratch, like after we had like a few sessions just to vibe and connect. Cause I mean, we didn't really know each other, but I went to the studio a few times just to see. We was at Grindhouse Studios. That's
yeah.
Jason Jett.
He's a dope artist too.
Yeah. And yeah, it was kind of like a rolling thing. It didn't just like when I walked in there, we were kind of just like shooting the shit, talking, showing each other like, okay, this is what I do, this is what you do. Let's
So it took
make
like
something.
A few hours.
I wouldn't even say a few hours.
Oh, it was quick.
No.
It took weeks.
I definitely was in there. I was in there a lot.
Okay.
I was in there a lot. We
So
was
you had to
definitely,
cultivate the sound.
because that wasn't the first song I made. I wrote to another song first, and then I didn't record that one, or we didn't go through like the full recording process for that one. And then I started to write Small Town Girl in the same process. So I wrote two songs, but ended up fully recording the last one.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay. But yeah, it was a cool process. I think what I could say, what I'm trying to learn to get better with producers is writing and recording just something before I get to the studio. So when I get in there, I'm not looking at my phone.
Gotcha.
I'm not stopping and starting.
I'm prepared.
And I'm like more than prepared, but I feel it. Like it's like I already feel it. Like I'm not, because it's hard to look at your phone and feel it to me. It's like
I agree.
I don't know how to communicate it. So sorry if I'm rambling right now, but it's like when I'm looking at my phone, it's kind of like I'm so focused on that versus just singing it. So from that last studio session, it's just like, how can I come more prepared, but just already have it like in my brain. So I'm just kind of like doing my thing when I'm in there.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
I always tell artists like, yeah, that's a dope way to come in. The easier you make it on the engineer and the producer, the better it is for you.
The process, yeah.
The process is always better because that way they don't have to fatigue out trying to get everything together.
Yeah.
The easier you make it for them, the better it is for you.
Yeah, and I'm realizing that because at the end of the day, like I want it to be not only creative, but you know, how can we continue to make records beyond this one? So it's like I love to say, like, what can I work on? What is something that can make this smoother? And I think one thing that Evan said was just relax. Like sometimes I'm like so focused, and it's just like just relax. And so like I definitely appreciated like that advice.
I always say don't force it. Don't never
Correct.
force it.
Correct.
Come correct.
Come correct.
Come correct.
But it was a beautiful record, and I can't wait to share it like with everybody because it's a song about just like my story, like where I'm from.
Gotcha.
So I haven't made anything like that before.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
What is it, like pop, EDM?
I would
R&B?
say R&B, neo soul-y.
Oh,
That's what it's given
I rock
to
with
me.
Neo Soul.
That's what it's given to me.
That's the type of record I haven't made yet. Neo Soul.
Well, make it. Do you like make R&B?
I like making R&B when I have an R&B artist that I like.
Okay.
Yeah, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't mad at that. So are you making hip hop 90%?
I'm all over the place.
Okay.
It could either be hip hop, pop, R&B. I don't know, whatever's sparking my interest.
Okay.
Like I'm a real creative. I don't just sit here and try to make hip hop beats.
Okay. So let's talk about it. We get in the studio. We go in the audio box.
Mm-hmm.
So we would make it on the spot. That's what you're saying. Like that's how you like to
9
work.
times out of 10.
On the spot.
On the spot.
And then record on the spot too.
On the spot too.
Everything on the spot.
Everything on the spot.
Why so fast?
Energy, vibe. If the vibe's good, the energy's good, and you got an idea, I'm usually the type of person that press on to that. You can say 2 words, and if I like it, go to the booth right quick.
For real? And then do the whole song?
I mean, you might end up doing the whole song. I mean, I'm an engineer, so I might cut and paste, move some words here, take a word that you thought was a verse, make it a hook, put it over here. Like,
So you know how to coach or critique or understand where the artist is going in the.
Now, don't get me wrong. I prefer an artist who writes, but sometimes an artist might write to a different record and want to put it on this beat, and it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work together. So if we're on the spot and we're vibing, nah, we're going all the way through.
Okay. Backgrounds and ad libs too?
Yeah, everything.
The whole thing?
I help you with the ad libs.
Oh my God. Okay. So I will say, I don't know. Have I done? No, I haven't done that. I think the fastest song that I've done, it might have been Come Correct. Come Correct. That beat was made from scratch. And I didn't finish the whole song in that same night. I did the first verse and then I went home, finished it, came back the next day, finished the whole song.
But sometimes it be like that. Usually the fastest songs I make or the fastest records I make are usually the ones I don't really gravitate well to, but they always are the ones that does the best.
Other people like.
Yeah, they always like them. And they be like, yo, I like this beat. And I'm like, word? Like this one?
Okay.
You sure you don't want the other beat? I spent
Right.
like 30 days on this one. And they be like, nah, this one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so from scratch, let me just understand. So from scratch is like the artist, like could the artist come in and they already have like some words or some lyrics or a melody, but they don't have a beat to it? Or from scratch meaning like when you walk in there, you
No,
hear something,
open
you...
mind, clear mind, open
Okay,
mind.
I don't know if I've done that before.
Yeah, it's...
Wow.
You kind of got to practice it. It's like anything you practice every day, you'll get good at it. You know what I'm saying? So like... usually when somebody say, I'm an artist, I was like, all right, you're an artist, you're a rapper, or you're a creative. And I'm going to come in here. Can't get no idea off this. I don't know where. So it's level 2. Okay, you're not a creative. Let's go to artist. Let me play some sounds. You like this sound? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you like this sound? Let's build from this sound.
Okay.
If you can't build from that sound, okay, you're not an artist. You're a rapper. So now it's like, hey, bro, let me get some NBA YoungBoy type beats. Let me get some type beats. So it's like I gotta kind of categorize everybody.
Interesting, but I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's how you kind of always gotta start with the basics.
I like that.
Anybody who can start with the basics give you like an open door for creativity.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, you just sparked something. Yeah.
Yeah, don't say I didn't put you on game.
Yeah. Okay. Common mistakes, producer wise, that you have learned from. So, for example, people not playing their music in their car or not playing it loud on the monitors. Their beat loud on the monitors to really see if it was mixed or mastered well? You don't have to use that one, but just to know, to show you like where we're going.
Common mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you said. Playing music loud. Playing music loud for an engineer. If you're playing the music loud consistently, you're cheating yourself.
Huh?
Yeah, it sound crazy, don't it?
Yeah.
So the way the ear works is if you play music too loud, it's just like a muscle.
Okay.
You lift weights over and over and over again. Eventually, it's gonna get heavy.
Right.
So it's like speakers. If you're playing it too loud in your ear, consistent, you're gonna fatigue your ears.
Right.
So if you're mixing a record and you're mixing it for too long, too loud, you're overcompensating. So you might hear something that you really don't hear because you fatigued your ears.
Okay.
So you might be like, yo, this hi-hat's too high. And it might not be too high. You just fatigued your ears.
Right.
You might be tone deaf to like high frequencies.
So do you have to step away or play it low?
Play it low.
Real low?
Not real low, but like conversation level.
Interesting. So would you start with it low or start with a high?
I'll probably start with it low.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought about that.
I mean, you play it low to hear what you can hear. You play it loud to hear the small, subtle pieces.
Interesting. And do you start with the monitor or go in your car immediately?
Monitor.
Monitor.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Any other common mistakes?
As far as a producer or engineer,
Either or.
there's a method I use.
Okay.
If you got an artist in a session with you, play trash beats first. Play the better beats later. And play your best beats last.
And is this in the same sitting or as the
Same
okay.
sitting.
Okay.
It's just a method I use. Or you play the best ones and then, I just look at it like if you play your best beats first and they're like, yo, you hard, you're like, you fired, keep going. You gotta keep going.
Then where you gonna go from there
Where
if
you
you
gonna
don't
go
use
from there?
all? Yeah.
And so now you in the middle where the beats are, all right, you like, all right, cool. Then you play the real trash ones like, all right, cool, bro, I'm good, bro, I'm gonna have to pick. But if you play the trash ones first, it's like, oh man, I mean, these ain't really hitting like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's dope. And you play the better ones. So I was like, oh, okay, there's something in there. Then you play your best ones. It's like, oh yeah, we got one. You're
Yeah.
more likely to sell that record.
Interesting. Okay, 20 methods with 20.
Hey man, there's a method to every madness.
So I'm not gonna lie, I really thought we were gonna be in the studio the whole time, but we came in here and all you have is your laptop and the MIDI, right? Called a MIDI? Mm-hmm. MIDI, and what else?
Keyboard, FL 37 key, and then the screen.
And then the DAW.
Yeah.
And
My FL Studio.
So you don't need a lot.
I don't need nothing.
Business lesson. What's a business lesson that you've learned that if somebody watching this, their producer, getting in the game or still maneuvering through it, like what's a business lesson that you would give?
Depends on what level you at.
Okay.
Industry level, read your agreements. Agreements aren't bad unless you don't read.
Okay. And these are agreements like when you're before you make the beat, after you make the beat, what agreement? After you make the beat. Okay.
Or before. It depends on what the situation is.
Okay.
I'll make it easy to talk business. Make it easy to talk about splits. Make the conversation easy.
Okay.
The earlier you do it, the better.
Okay.
You do it later, you're going to have to chase somebody.
Okay. I was watching a LaRussell. You know LaRussell? Mm-hmm. I was watching a LaRussell podcast maybe something he does. And he was saying that he used to do 50-50 splits. And then once he really got in the game and started creating all this production and the creative visuals behind it, he started to negotiate 75-25, him in favor with the producer, because I guess if I'm wording it right, because of the money that he's putting into the content, it's like he's pushing it so much more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so he would start negotiate 75-25. How do you feel about that?
It's fair. You got to have an ROI. If you ain't really put no money into it, can't really complain about it.
Okay, I like that perspective.
Yeah, I mean, if we got a record together and we do 50-50, but I have to pay for the studio, I have to pay for the mixing, I have to pay for the promotion, the marketing, and we gotta go half. No, that
But
ain't-
you a producer, so basically in that situation, that's just communication, like
Yes.
communicating, like, hey, I want to do in the agreement 75-25, but this is why.
It's all in what you negotiate.
Okay,
And if as long as it's fair for you and the artist, as long as you can negotiate, that's all that matters.
right, facts. Okay. So let's talk about women, because I have not met a lot of women producers or audio engineers yet. Let me say that. Yeah,
There's a few.
and I can't wait. Just because of the woman power that I feel like will be created from that.
Oh man.
Yes. But what would you say to a female who is wanting to get in the game, but it's like, it's super male dominated, and she's like, they're not gonna respect me, I'm not gonna be in the room, or maybe she is kind of popping already, but trying to find her tribe. Like, what is your take on it?
Sheesh.
No pressure.
Because I'm not a female producer, so it's kind of
Or just advice to the female.
okay.
Uplift the female. That female might be watching today. Like, uplift her, give her some to, like, because it's males. It's male dominated.
It might sound chauvinistic if I say it, but like you gotta be a little aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad at that.
I mean, women, let me just say this: like black women are like very powerful. So, I mean, when it comes to like the wealth gap, like black women like they're up there. You know what I'm saying? As far as like who has to work the hardest is black women. They always got to work extra hard, like harder than males, any type of male, no matter what color you are. So it's like you always got to work harder. So they say. So I just got to keep it as like you stay focused. I'm always gonna say like make sure you priority. Nothing comes before you. Whatever you want to do, as long as you make the decision to do it, 10 toes down, go all the way through with it. If you're gonna jump into the music world, be a producer, stay networking, be an engineer. I'm gonna just say be an engineer.
Right. Don't leave no money on the table.
Don't leave no money on the table. Guys are more likely to, gravitate towards women, so it's more or less like use it to your advantage. Like use it to your advantage. Like use it to your advantage. If it can get you in the door and you don't, you know what I'm saying, and you got self-respect, get yourself in the door, because it's all a game. It's all a game. Play the game like you're supposed to.
Okay. I like that.
She sound like she would take that to the church, boy.
No, I love when, even though it's a thing right now where people say men don't need no mics, I do love hearing when men uplift the women, the woman. Like, I love that. Like, I love that. So thank you for that.
I mean, we do need women producers. We need a lot more women producers. I mean, there actually is. I know a few of them, a bunch of them. Shout out to Kia Diva. We worked together, and she got her first placement with me.
Hey.
And it was a situation where she was like, let's collab. And I was like, well, pay for the studio time and give me $100. And I still shopped the record out.
Yeah.
And when she got the placement, it was more or less like she got excited. It's her first placement. And so I'm over here happy for her.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, hey, I know what it feels like to get your first placement.
Yeah.
You feel good.
Yeah.
It boosts you up. So it's like, I don't know. My advice for women is keep professional women around you. Yeah, keep professional women around you. Like, you are who your circle is. Even if it's not who you are in your circle, it's going to be assumed that's your circle. So it's like, yeah, you are who you hang around.
Okay. Okay, Tweenie. Tweenie on the beat.
When I first started getting placements from records, I had the cracked version of Fruity Loops, so everything that came standard with Fruity Loops is what I use. And so I got a gold record with the standard Fruity Loops. I didn't have no plugins, no nothing. It was just straight this.
So ain't no excuse to use what you got. Basically
Use what you
you
got, make the best of what you got.
right.
So everybody, when they reach out and say, "Oh yeah, he using Logic or he using Fruity Loops," like that, that's not.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. My brother got found making beats on the PlayStation, so it's like, it ain't about what you. It's not about like what you use. It's how you use it.
and put up 100 shots, 10,000 shots.
I'll
Like,
put
you
up 100 shots if I can make one.
Speaking of 20 on the beat, what is that? How you come up with that?
DBE Meech. I always gotta give him a shout out. DBE Meech was at the studio and we was recording and he was like, I got 20 on my beat, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna use that. And so I don't know how he feels about me saying this story, but every time I had an issue at the brink of my career about something going good for me, it always consistent with him. Something like odd happening with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like we did a record called I forgot what it's called. Throw It? I forgot. But we put Moneybagg Yo on the record. And so we did the record and he does the video, he pays for the music video, but Moneybagg Yo takes it upon himself to Moneybagg Yo got an album coming out. So he drops the video to my song with just his verse. So he did a solo verse in the music video to promote his album using my record. So Meech called me and was like, yo, do you see this? And he was like, I had to pretend like I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, for real, why would he do that? I'm looking at the video like, oh yeah. Thank God. That's what's up. Moneybagg Yo. I reposted.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, bro, like that's crazy. I was like, bro, just take it as a blessing, because when they look for the record, they're gonna look for this record.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a win because it garnished a lot of video views off of it. But for me personally, it was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then another situation where that same beat, I remixed it and it all stemmed from him, which ended up being Double XL.
Okay.
So it's just I always kept him close by. So when he did the tag, I was like, I told myself I'd never change his tag.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I had a plaque party and I told him he had to be there.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say there's a producer who doesn't have a tag. How do you create a tag? Like, or does it, like your moment was kind of, I don't want to say spontaneous, but it happened. You stuck with it. You heard it, but there could be different ways to do it. What do you recommend?
I really don't got no recommendation for that except for like if it comes natural and you like it, use it.
Yeah.
And if you do use it, make sure it sounds good rolling with the beat.
Any beat?
No. Like whatever your vibe is, that tag has to match that vibe where the artist hears it and it still sounds like it's within the beat, but it makes sense to be right there.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like,
Does it always have to be at the beginning of the song?
Nah, it can be anywhere.
Okay.
Like you don't want no purchase your beats today in the middle of a record, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to be like Big G made this beat. Like it gotta make sense to where the beat sound. If the beat is like 160 or it's like in G minor or it got like a free flow vibe, make the tag sound free flow.
Yeah.
If it sounds like crazy rage type beat, make the tag match that vibe.
Okay.
It just gotta match that vibe. So that way when somebody hears something that sounds just like your beat, they hear your tag even when it's not on there.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I always like when the females, like when I hear artists and they say the tag.
Oh, I like that too.
I don't know. I be liking that. Yeah.
Yeah. But with the Meech one, it was kind of like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That was the first tag I ever got where it just came natural, so I kept it.
Okay. All right. I respect that. So before we end today, I'm going to set my timer. 20 seconds. 20 seconds with 20. 20 seconds based on our conversation today. Motivation, inspiration. It could be to the female, to the male producer who's just trying to go get it, figure themselves out, or just make a name for themselves, get a placement. 20 seconds of game motivation.
We're doing that now?
Correct.
All right. Bet.
Yeah, let me pull up my stopwatch.
Okay, here we go.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
There's 3 things I live by. It's entertain, inform, and inspire. If you can't do that, you have no point speaking to the people. You have to entertain them, you have to inspire them, and you have to inform them. That's a entertain, inform, and inspire. That's the only thing I can give you.
That was 20 seconds. No, I appreciate you for pulling up on Ruby's Roundtable today. You gave like a lot of gems, so I appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
And I can't wait. I'm gonna play you my beat. I'm about to play you my beat.
Yeah,
don't judge.
Wait. You made this on what now?
Reason.
All right,
And don't judge.
I ain't gonna judge. Yeah.
Cause it's great. You know, I'm a pop it. It's great. It's amazing. I just ain't recorded on it yet. But I
You ain't
think.
recorded to your own beats yet?
Huh?
You ain't recorded to your own beats yet?
I only made one.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally only made one, but
right.
I didn't record to it. So I'll play that in just a minute. But I can't wait for us to create something, collaborate, because I think you just did put a fire in me. Like, can I prove to myself that I can go in and make something from scratch? And it'd be, yeah. Because I haven't done, I don't,
I
yeah.
can make it very simple for you.
Yeah.
It's all about simplicity.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's a good challenge, though. And that's, and to keep it creative, to keep it fresh, to keep it high. Like, I feel like, yeah, that would be a vibe.
I got you.
Oh.
Let's see what you got.
All right. And that's it. That was good. How
Was
you
it?
felt?
I was
Yeah.
a little nervous on you.
You were not nervous.
Start your podcast out and let the people know who you are.
My name is Ruby Durham. I'm the host of Ruby's Roundtable podcast and show. If not you, who? If not now, when?
Pop it. Clock it. Twin is motherfucker the legend. My price going up on with celebrities today, man. Celebrities today, man.
No, tomorrow's price is not today's price.
You feel me?
Okay.
Got the health wellness production company owning future WNBA superstar over here, man.
That's crazy. I'm retired, but hey, we here. What's up? What's good? Girl, J Quad baby. We over here, couple 20 out. This beautiful podcast.
Yeah, rock.
See you next day.
Just out here working, man. Just working.
I appreciate your support, bro. For real.
You already know how we rock, huh?
Let me know what you need, man.
I'm just here whatever you need. I'm here. Popping out with the camera whenever, man. That's how we do it. And I'm still the best rapper alive. Shit like that.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That could be some good content. It look good. Hey, y'all.
So